Hello and welcome to Anna Van Lucy Paper Crafts. I'm excited to share some new cards with you today, and it's basically a mini card class featuring one of my favorite bundles from our current mini catalog. You find it on page 25, and it's the Paradise Palms bundle. So we have the Paradise Palms stamp set, and if you want the matching dies, they're called palm dies. They're also carrying over into our new annual catalog. You find them there on page 23. Just make sure if you want both the stamp set and the dies at a 10% discount that you order them before the mini catalog ends at the end of June, because in the new annual catalog it is not a 10% discount bundle anymore. Just pointing that out to you. And you might have seen a little sneak peek here. So what I did with my cards, I used this beautiful example here in the annual catalog that just came out brand new earlier this month. And I just love the sample, so I cased that. It's actually a note card size card. And then I went ahead, so this is the card. And then I went ahead and I made a beginner card, almost a one layer card. I have a little bit of colored cardstock in there, but if you stick all the way around after I'm making these two cards, I actually have a third card for you today that is more an advanced or avid crafter level. So you get to see a beginner, let's just say medium or casual crafter level, and then an avid crafter level kind of card. And I'll have the measurements down below in the description of this video. But if you go ahead and subscribe to my newsletter, I'm sending out a PDF tutorial with all the instructions, all the supplies that I used, and the measurements as a nice PDF file as a download to my email subscribers. So you also find the link below, and make sure that you sign up to it. Alright, so let's go ahead and start with our beginner card. I went ahead and I also did a, my original card was note card size. Well, I should say the sample in the catalog, it wasn't my card. And the cool thing is, we don't actually need much. If you're just starting out, I really love to recommend our basic white note cards and envelopes packs, because you get the card bases, they're already cut and scored for you, and you get the matching envelopes. So that's always a great deal, especially if you're just starting out. So I got my envelope there, and I got my card base, and the other two pieces that we're going to need is some soft succulent. And I'm layering that behind my basic white cardstock here, okay? So let's go ahead and fold our card base. Okay. So, yep, that's already done. That was quick. So I'm going to bring in some stamping supplies here. So I love to use, since it's a red rubber stamp set, I haven't even shown you yet. So we're going to need our palm trees here. So, and I'm going to put that on a block. I think it's the D size. That's one of my favorites. It fits most of our stamps. Let's see here. I want to get it somewhat straight. Okay, and we're going to need some crumb cake. And I'm going to stamp my sentiment. Where is it? Was that my... Oh, that's the happy birthday. But yeah, let's do that. That's fun. Let's switch it up a little bit. And I'm going to stamp that in soft succulent. So the color combination in the catalog is soft succulent, crumb cake, and petal pink. So I'm using my... What size is this? This is the B. Also a great size. I always get this upside down. Hold on. The happy is up there. So I'm trying to line it up with my block, the happy. Okay. So now the way to do this, if you're just starting out, to get this nice two shades of color there is by stamping off. And I'm going to stamp the lighter palm trees in the back first. Just makes it easier, and I have a better image here, stamped image of my palm trees. So we're inking it up, stamping off, and then we're going to stamp here, maybe a little bit lower. Okay, once. And we're going to do the same thing, stamping off and stamping over here, stamping off a little bit, just makes it more interesting. And now I'm not going to stamp off, I'm going to stamp right here. Okay, oh, got a little bit high though, but that's okay. So let's just get that closed for now, putting it aside. Now we're using our soft succulent. Oops, got a little bit of a dimensional hanging out here. Okay, inking up my birthday wishes, and now wish me luck that I get it on there straight. Okay. Oop, there's more dimensional backings here. It's from my card class. All right. Oh, I think that turned out pretty straight. So again, let's get that aside so it's not getting on there. Now I'm using my Stampin' Seal. Just putting a little bit piece of here. And like I said, I'll have the measurements. Oops. I'm going to move that a little bit. So if you don't push it down all the way, then you can still wiggle around even with our Stampin' Seal. Okay, so let's just get that aside. It's gonna make it a little bit easier. And now I'm using our Crumb Cake Baker's Twine. It actually comes in a pack of 5 different colors. Crumb Cake, Very Vanilla, Basic White, Basic Black, and Gray Granite. Also a great art item, you know, if you don't have much ribbon yet, but I always recommend getting these basics. And Crumb Cake is always a great color to have. So let's see here. Uh-oh, tying a bow on camera. So I shouldn't have put that too far away just yet. Let's see here. Okay, I don't like it all tangled up there. Okay, so if you don't have another finger, you could try putting your scissors there. And this is probably the trickiest part of the whole video. Let's see here. Okay. And it's gotten hot in southeast Missouri. We're already in the 90s, and you know, me being from Germany, the Baltic Sea coast, we do get hot summers, but just not that humidity. So, but people keep telling me it doesn't matter how long you live here. You may never get used to it. So, all right, so we're just going to trim that off a little bit there. Okay. Where's my other scrap? Okay. And I'm going to use some dimensionals. And here's my little trick. If you struggle, like I always struggle with getting my big panel on my card base straight. So what I like to do is put one in the middle and one in each corner. Yeah. Just want to make sure that your ribbon is straight there. Now, here's my little tip. Make sure your card base is nicely folded. And I'm just going to remove the one that I have here in the middle. Okay, I'll leave all the other ones on because now I can put it on there for now and see. Okay, push it down a little bit. Now I can check, okay, do I like, oops, I'm off camera. Sorry guys. If I like it right there where it's at. And now I just carefully remove the backings back here. And again, because it's just attached to one, but it's in the right position, I can line it up there. Okay, and then again, if you're careful not to bend your layers too much, then this is a great way to do it in, well, let's just say 2.5 steps, so to speak. All right, so there's our beginner level card, either retirement wishes or happy birthday wishes. Okay, oh, and let's stamp our envelope. Just makes it look nicer. So we can do the same thing just one more time. All right, let's see. I'm going to stamp it off first. So, whoop. Okay, so just like that. If you wanted to, you could stamp more on it. All right, so, and here's our beginner version of that sample in the catalog. So it's really not using much, but really sweet little card. Happy birthday or retirement wishes. All right. And of course you could switch that out actually for petal pink if you prefer that color. So I'm just always in need of more like masculine colors. So I went with a soft succulent. So that's card number 1. All right, and then let me show you real quick how to make the card that is actually in the catalog. Okay, so that's that one. So I actually use one of the envelopes from the card pack. Okay, let me just get that out of the way. So there's our sample. Let's just put it there. So I cut my card base, just a petal pink cardstock, to 7 by 5 and then 3.5. So it's exact same size as our first card. So we're just gonna fold that, and then they used for the sample in the catalog, they used this piece of petal pink colored designer series paper. It's actually from our tea suite that is at the beginning of the catalog. So this is the back side of it. I love this one too. But we're using this one. Oops, all the packings here on the dimensionals. All right. And this is just cut to 5 by 2. So you could, out of your 6 by 6 sheet, that's what the designer series paper comes in, you could do at least 3 cards from one sheet. And you get 4 sheets of each design. Okay, so that's that. And then I die cut a circle with our layering circles dies. I haven't measured it yet, so give me a second here. It's the one that's about, if you have a punch, well, a little bit over between 2.5 and 2 3/4. Okay, so I just die cut that. Basic white cardstock. And we're going to do the same thing again. So you see, you can make 3 totally different cards, not just based on your level of crafting experience, but just, you know, the time you have maybe. So stamping off, and one there, inking up, stamping off, one there, and then one in the middle, full force. All right. Oh, again, I stamped it pretty high, but that's okay. It's gonna match my other card. So we're popping that up with dimensionals 2. 1, 2, 3. Let's see here. So let's do the 2 down here. And then we're going to place that here on our card. Let's see. Yep, there's good. Okay, and then I used the dies. It says palm tree here. So this is the die set. I hope there's not too much mirroring. So I used this palm leaf here. And, oh, I got a little bit stuck in there, but that doesn't matter. So we can actually trim this down a little bit. I'm trying to remember. We're just cutting a little bit away from it. Just makes it easier to adhere here in a second. Oh, now I'm making confetti. Do you see that? So, oh, we're going to do the same thing. We can cut this off. And then, again, cut some of these away. Okay. Let me get this out of the way. I'm gonna have to run the vacuum cleaner after this. All right, so I actually skipped a step right here. So let's see, does our happy birthday, does that fit in there? Well, I'm gonna stick with the retirement wishes, so give me a second. And again, we're just lining that up with our block here, retirement wishes. So I'm using now, this time I'm using the wishes. Just straighten my sentiment here. And this is just a tiny piece of 1.5 by 3/4. And that is actually stamped on basic white in crumb cake. So let's just go with that. I actually don't need that right now. That's just irritating. Okay. I hope you don't see my beautiful gray hair in the camera right now. Wish me luck. Oh, perfect. So, and now what we're going to do is just put some adhesive here on the back. Just popping that on there, and that's why I cut off some part of it. Where's my other leaf now? Okay. Oh, I tried to escape. So, oh, and let's see here. I got to do this way. I think it's a pretty fun idea to layer something behind your sentiment. All right, and now we can pop that up with some dimensionals. Okay, let's see here. Now you want to be careful because this one is already popped up. So you want to make sure that you have a dimensional back up there. And then put 2 here to kind of make up for the height. Or you just put 1 there and another one right next to it. So you leave a little bit of room to hang over the circle. Okay, so let's see here. Oh, now I see. I actually did something else here. Give me a second. Oh, let's see if we can get that up. No, it's got to stay now. I actually did 2 levels of dimensionals either way. So anyways, this is if you have 2 layers, and this version now is the one where you have it kind of flush. I don't want to, I'm going to tear it up if I do it that way. So either way, it's fine. So that's card number 2. Again, you can go ahead and stamp your envelope for your card to match. And now I promised you a fancier, even fancier version of this card, so to speak, a Avid Crafter level card. Let me take a sip of my iced tea. I got one of my very favorites, watermelon, excuse me, and mint. I love it. I call it watermelon splash. All right, and let me show you the cart, number 3. So this is somewhat of our more experienced crafter kind of card, and I prepared a few more of the pieces here, so let's go ahead. This is actually the card we made at my Coffee and Cards this past weekend, and my ladies had lots of fun making it. Again, we have a basic white cardstock. If you've been stamping with me for a little while, then you know I love white on white, and I love crumb cake for my summer themed cards. So I'm usually not a big fan, I'll be honest with you, for the petal pink, but here I think with the soft succulent it's a really nice combo. So now we have some crumb cake cardstock. So we're just picking up the colors from the other 2 cards, okay? I have some crumb cake basic white cardstock that I embossed with our brand new beautiful Fern 3D embossing folder. You find that in the new annual catalog as well. So I like to use some liquid glue on the embossed pieces. Can I get some out here? Tap, tap, tap. Anybody there? There we go. Whoops. Got a little bit too excited there. Oh, my bottle might be empty. Skip to another one. Let's hope this is not clogged up. My goodness. Give me a second, guys. There we go. I just prefer the tombow on the embossed pieces because it's, you know, covering all of the folds. Okay, and now this is a very teeny tiny border. Okay, I just wanted a little bit of color, very subtle color between my card base and my crumb cake. Okay, and then we can go ahead and put that on our card base here. So, and you may notice that I have a little bit more crumb cake down here, so it's not 100% even. I cut it right. It's just when you're embossing, when you cut your paper first and then you emboss, which is usually what I do, then your cardstock layer, the embossed layer, changes its dimension a little bit, obviously, because the paper is, you know, there's not more paper, it's just shaped. The fibers are being pulled together. So there's our card base for now. Oop, do I have a little bit of adhesive? No. Okay, perfect. So then we have a few more pieces here. I die cut with our new, I love them, Stylish Shapes dies. So you get 6 circles. I want to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 squares, and then 4 different banners. Absolutely a must-have from our new catalog. We used to have kind of stitched shapes dies, were they called, a few years ago, that had oval shapes instead of the banners, but I love this so much more. I am 100% a banner person, so I love these. So I used, let me tell you, I used, if you're counting the circles, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then I used number 5, the second largest, on my circle here, and I used a little bit of different designer series paper. This is actually from our Hostess pack of designer series paper. Let me pull that up real quick if I can find it. So this is an exclusive host reward that you can pick when you place an order of $150 or more, and or you know, do a party with your family and friends. So it's on page 135, and it's a huge pack, 12 by 12, 48 sheets, so it's gonna last you for a while. Beautiful fun patterns, beautiful colors, and there's this one with a petal pink. So I picked that. The back side is these petal pink flowers. So I got that, and I'm going to go ahead, get these out of the way. And I'm going that, whoops. You see, now I'm warmed up again with the Tombow and now my Stampin' Seal. So, and I'm just putting that right here. So I'm still sticking with the colors. I'm just using a few different, like, you know, in this case, I use different designer series paper and using a little bit of like different dies, but I'm sticking with the colors. Now in the set, in the dies, palms dies set, we have this beautiful long piece of border. I think it would actually fit a 6-inch card. So, and I die cut it with some soft succulent cardstock, and the whole thing has 11 of these, you know, like sections here. So I just need 5 for my card. So that's why it's kind of cut off there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm cutting, let me see here. So I'm just cutting right there on the edge. And then I'm just using my snips to kind of pretend like it was die cut that way. Just rounding out the edges a tiny bit. So you can die cut it once and make 2 cards with it. Okay, so there you see. And I'm using my teeny tiny little applicator there to put that on. So I'm just using the little dots here, or little spots I should say. Okay. So really not much, I guess you can see. And I'm popping that on here. A little bit off to the side. Okay. Let's see here, set somewhat straight with my cardstock. Okay, I'm putting that up there, and I'm putting my Stampin' Seal on there because we still got to do some stamping. Oops, sorry, that was a little bit loud here on my table. So I'm stamping my palms up here. Oops. It's so tricky with my ring light. Okay, so no stamping off, just right on there. And then with my circle, the retirement wishes didn't fit, so I decided to go with the happy birthday. You see, I always stamp it upside down. I don't know why that is. That's funny. Okay, so let me get some stuff out of the way. And now we can use our dies here. The palms dies. And then I used number 2, so the second smallest. So second largest and second smallest is what I used on my card. Okay, so let me grab my little Stampin' and Cut. Okay, I'm actually going to open up my new pack here. And what I like to do is, so they always come in a pack of 2, but I like to use, just replace the top one. And then when this one looks like this, then, or when I need to replace this, I'm going to start using that one on the bottom and then just use a new one. So that way I always have a nice clear one to see through. Okay. Now we don't have the magnetic plate yet. It's coming for the mini Stampin' Cut. So let me line this up here. Does it look right? Yeah. Okay. And then my circle, it's going to be a close fit, but I want to do it in one go. All right, guys, let's see if I can get this on here. Ooh, shiny new plate. Love it. Okay. And you see it has a little bit of impression there. I don't know if you can even see that, but now I can keep using that one and still see if everything fits. All right, let's pop this out. Oh, that was a little bit off, but that's okay. Let me get that. You know what? I didn't like that. So let me do that again real quick. All right, I'm just cutting it down if I can find my scissors. All right, so plate 1. Where's my other one now? So getting that off there. And there's my dies. Maybe it moved. You see, I can't wait for cutting for magnetic plates. Come here. I knew I was a little bit off up there. Looked kind of weird. So even if it looks down here for your palm trees, make sure it looks good on top of there too. All right, that should look better. Hopefully. Ooh, much better. Pretty much perfect. All right. Now that should be all good and dry. And for this one, I'm using the mini dimensionals. I'm going to put one on each on top. And I'm going to put one down here. And I'm going to take a tiny little piece of dimensional and just to give it a little bit more stability down here. Oh, that might have been a little bit too low, but that's okay. All right, so come on. Now I'm placing them over here. I'm going to put them a little bit at an angle. Okay. So that's there. And then I'm going to go ahead and put one small dimensional right there. So just so I know it's in the right spot for my circle, my sentiment. Okay, so there. And there, that should be enough for my circle. All right, and I'm trying to cover up the white space there a little bit. My ladies at card class kind of thinking, oh, that's Anna. She doesn't like the white space there. And I'm going to go ahead and place one more dimensional down there just for support, so my sentiment is not getting squished in the mail. All right, just popping it. Come on, just right there. All right, so now the question is bow or no bow. I kind of like both. If you don't want to mess with that, we just used the crumb cake ribbon in card class. to put right there. So yeah, and of course, again, stamp your your envelope. So this is definitely a more advanced Avid crafter level card. So leave me a comment down below the video which one you like better, with a bow, without a bow. So let me bring the other ones back in. So told you it's going to be like a mini card class. So we have our beginner level, we have our casual crafter card. Let's see here. So retirement and birthday wishes. And then we got our avid crafter kind of card. I think I'm getting better at not sending kinda too much. I'm working on that, I promise. All right, guys, this was my tutorial for today. Like I said, if you want a full-on PDF file with all the supplies, the measurements, step-by-step instructions, then make sure you subscribe to my email list by Tuesday. I'm sending it out Tuesday night, and so that's May 17th. You'll find a link to my newsletter. Sign up below in the description. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed today's cards. And again, let me know which one you like more, with a little bow or without. Okay, thank you so much for tuning in. See you next time. Bye.